Alright guys, before we get into anything, if you want one of these helmets right here, one of these replica helmets, I got myself the miniature throwback. If you want to get yourself a beautiful replica Dolphins helmet, go check out our link down below in the description. Green Gridiron, go get yourself one of these beautiful replica helmets, and we will be talking today about a certain Miami Dolphins quarterback and a certain Los Angeles Chargers quarterback that obviously are always going to be compared to each other. That is Tua Tagovailoa and Justin Herbert, back-to-back picks in their draft, and both have had questionable careers. Certainly, at some points in their careers, you say questionable careers at this point. These guys don't really need an introduction, but in case you're living under a rock, Tua, we had the tank for Tua a year. Miami Dolphins end up getting him with the number 5 overall pick. And since he's come into the league, there has been a lot of good. There has been some things that he obviously does really well. His ball placement, his accuracy is certainly there, but there are traits of his game that you wish that he could perform a little better at, and probably aren't ever going to get better. That being his size, his athleticism, his arm strength, his mobility. Some things with Tua just are what they are, and they're probably not getting better anytime soon. Whereas with Justin Herbert, came out of Oregon, there was a lot of comparisons coming out for Ryan Tannehill. And honestly, I think that comparison alone might have been a reason for the Dolphins to pass on him, as they didn't want to go back down that same route as a guy that is athletic, has a decent arm, but couldn't necessarily make those big throws in college and wasn't really quite sure how it was going to his game translate from the pros from college. And now, since they're the back-to-back picks, these guys are going to be forever compared amongst each other. And the most recent time we've seen one of these quarterbacks was over the weekend with Justin Herbert, and 4 interceptions was more than he had thrown all season long, and a very poor outing against the Houston Texans as the Chargers lose another playoff game, the second career playoff game that Justin Herbert has played in, the second one that he has lost. Tua comparatively also has yet to win his first playoff game. So there's comparisons in where they were drafted, there's comparisons in what they've done so far in the NFL. And so many Dolphins fans have taken to Twitter to talk about Justin Herbert's performance on Saturday. And was it good? Absolutely not. He looked so uncomfortable. He could not find his guys, and there's definitely reasons behind that. One of which is he's throwing freaking DJ Chark, and he's throwing to guys that I've just flat out never heard of. But it's one thing to not be able to hit your throws. It's another thing to throw the ball to the other team as much as Justin Herbert did. And Dolphins Twitter had a field day watching Justin Herbert play how he did on Saturday. And this again brings up what's going to be age-old question between Justin Herbert and Tua, who is better? And I'm a Dolphins fan. I got a Tua chain right here. I have no idea how you can sit and watch Tua play and try to argue that he is better than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is more athletic. He has a bigger arm. He makes plays better on his own. He stays healthy better. And now that he's finally got a good coach, this team has turned around. They went from a team last year that missed the playoffs, a team that a few years ago was up 24-27 against the Jacksonville Jaguars and collapsed. He's finally now been given a good head coach. And with weapons outside of a handful of guys, most of these guys that he's throwing to this season, you could not have named before you saw them out on the field. Because I know I certainly couldn't. I've seen multiple guys out there for the Chargers this year that I just, quite frankly, I look at them and I say, I have no idea who they are. I've never heard this name before. Justin Herbert has got it done with no-name guys. He's gotten to the playoffs with a bad coach. He has consistently performed at a high level with a rib injury, with a fractured hand, with injuries that, let's be real, if Tua had those very same injuries, Tua would likely have not found himself on the field. I mean, just recently we saw Tua with his injury that I understand what the team is saying, that they were saving him from himself and he wasn't medically cleared, but it's just another instance where Tua takes a normal football hit and finds himself off the field. Justin Herbert, every time he takes a shot, he stands right back up. He gets right back in the pocket. He makes another play. He makes plays while he's hurt. He doesn't miss any time hardly ever. He's got all the traits from a quarterback that you would like, and unfortunately so far his career in the NFL has been a what if. You see so many what if scenarios. What if Justin Herbert was on the Texans team? If you replace CJ Stroud with Justin Herbert, a lot of people say that team could be a Super Bowl contender, and I would quite agree with that. He hasn't had the best hand of cards, and so many Dolphins fans have made excuses for Tua as to why he struggled in the past. First it was he didn't have the weapons, then he had a defensive coach that was pretty much actively plotting against him, and those things were valid. But then he got the weapons, then he got the offensive-minded head coach, then he got a better offensive line, and he is still yet to win a playoff game. Justin Herbert in a rebuilding Chargers roster where they get rid of Keenan Allen, they get rid of Mike Williams, they get rid of Austin Eckler, they get rid of their 3 best position players from the previous year. Justin Herbert goes on and wins more games. They had opportunity to select Malik Neighbors. Instead, they go offensive line. Their 2 tackles are really good. The interior of the line still really struggles on that Chargers team, and yet his numbers looked really good this year from Justin Herbert. They make the playoffs. A terrible showing in the playoffs, and that's certainly something that I can't disagree with. He did not play good in the playoffs. That team in general did not play good in the playoffs. But he made another playoff appearance in a rebuilding team, a rebuilding offense, in a coach's first year with the team. Justin Herbert elevated his team and elevated his game pretty much all year long, where consistently Tua plays at the level of his pieces. Tyreek Hill's hurt. Tua's game is going to suffer. Jalen Waddle misses a game. Tua's game is going to suffer. Teron Armstead misses a game. Tua's game is going to suffer. He is exactly what he is. He's a great game manager that, given good pieces, will find success. He can lead the league in passing. He can have a high passer rating, a high completion percentage, a low amount of interceptions, low amount of turnovers. He can very well do that, but he is somebody that he takes a bad hit, might miss a game or two, missing one of his weapons, might not play the best football that you've seen from him. He needs things to go right. He is not an elevator. He's somebody that rises to the level of his team, whereas Justin Herbert does the opposite. Justin Herbert elevates his team. I hate having to come out here on my channel, my Dolphins channel, and talk down about Tua, but it is just ridiculous that people think that Tua is better than Justin Herbert. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Who is the better quarterback? Every day of the week, I'm taking the more athletic, the stronger, the less injury-prone quarterback that elevates his team instead of the undersized, unathletic, injury-prone quarterback that we currently have with Tua. Let me know your thoughts on these two guys down below in the comments. I'm sure this is going to be a very divisive video, and it sucks to sit here on a Dolphins channel and talk bad about Tua, but it is just reality of the situation. So let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Go check out Green Gridiron. We will see y'all next time. Have a great rest of your day. Go Dolphins.